Hello friend, Daniel here with StockMusicLicensing.com, bringing you the best tips and strategies for selling your music on royalty-free libraries. Now on this video I'm going to be talking about the top 10 best stock libraries to sell your music. Now full disclosure, in this list I'm only mentioning libraries where I personally have experience with and where I'm currently selling my music. However, if you do stay until the end of this video, I will be mentioning a quick overview of other libraries for you to go and research. Now here's the list of the top 10 best stock libraries to sell your music, in no particular order. Number 1, Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle is a big player in the stock music marketplace, and it's been a really important library for me when it comes down to earnings and when it comes down to growing my catalog. This is the library where I first got started. Now, as we speak, Audio Jungle is closing the doors to new composers for the next 6 months. I'm recording this in May 2021, so the doors will be closed for newcomers to Audio Jungle for the next 6 months. However, you can still open an account. You won't be able to submit any music, so you will need to wait for a little bit in order to submit new music if you are a beginner to Audio Jungle. If I was starting today, I will still open an account and wait and then submit some music, because it's a very important marketplace for anybody that wants to get into the stock music licensing marketplace. Number 2, Envato Elements. Now Envato Elements is still under the umbrella of Envato Marketplace, and Audio Jungle is part of this marketplace. However, I am treating Envato Elements as a separate library because it's a subscription-based model that they have in Envato, and Audio Jungle is a separate entity, if you will, under this umbrella. Now what happens is that once you become an Audio Jungle author and you go through the process of getting your catalog out there and start getting some experience with Audio Jungle, you could eventually become an author on Envato Elements. Now Envato Elements is nothing more than the subscription model that they have in place for clients that want to pay a monthly subscription. The way it works is that whatever music you have on Audio Jungle, you can just put that same music track that already has been reviewed and is selling on your catalog on Audio Jungle, you can put it into Envato Elements. It's that easy. You don't need to do anything else. You just click away one of the music tracks in your catalog and transfer it to Envato Elements. That's why I really highly recommend to anybody starting out to join Audio Jungle, even if it was just the main goal of actually putting your music on Envato Elements. Another thing to consider here is that I am earning today, as it is today, I earn more on Envato Elements than I do with Audio Jungle. Now that's why I have included here Envato Elements as a separate library, because it's two different take-ins. That's why I really encourage composers to actually join Audio Jungle, even if it's by just the simple fact that you could join Envato Elements in the future. You can only join Envato Elements once you have an Audio Jungle account and you have music that has been approved already on Audio Jungle. In theory, I am getting paid by the same company, which is Envato, but at the same time I get two separate checks. I get one payment from Audio Jungle and I get a different payment from Envato Elements every single month. Number 3, Pond5. Pond5 is the big player as well in this marketplace. It's definitely the place to get started. I have many tracks on Pond5. Another thing to consider with Pond5, that not only is a big player in the stock music licensing world, but as well they have introduced now what is called Pond5 Publishing. What it means is that if you're registered with a PRO, you're going to be able to collect performance royalties if you get your music placed on TV. Now, what happens here? Pond5 is acting as your publisher. This is something to consider. This is something that I have recently joined in, and I'm sharing my journey with Pond5 Publishing as time passes by, and I'm going to share more as I get more results. I've been with Pond5 for the longest time. I've been selling mainly edits of my music. I have documented this over the years. On Pond5, I sell more edits than the full versions of my tracks. And what I mean by that is that I sell 30-second edits, 15-second edits, stingers, and bumpers. I sell this as the individual music files, and I sell them at a high price. I sell them for $47 and $97 for a stinger or for a 15-second edit of the original full version music track. Now the reason why is because the client at times, they don't want a 2-minute piece of music. They don't want a minute and a half of music. They just need a little transition, like a stinger or a bumper, which is, in theory, a 10-second music clip of the original version. Number 4, Motion Array. I joined Motion Array recently actually, and I have seen some success there. It was recently acquired by Artlist and is a very big player in this marketplace. Artlist is part of one of the heavy hitters, if you will, in the stock music licensing world, and they have acquired Motion Array, which is already, or it was already, a very successful library. Motion Array is very, very tough to get your music there. It was tough back in the day. Now it's becoming even more tough to get your music onto Motion Array because of the quality standards that they have. Definitely worth having a check to Motion Array because there is some money to be made there. Number 5, 123RF. I've been with 123RF for the longest time. Again, it's a very important marketplace here. They don't do only music, they do as well stock photos and videos, like all the other marketplaces. The upload process could be a little bit tedious, but it is a very important library to upload your music there. It works in a similar fashion as a subscription library. And what it does is that you don't price your music, you just put points, or you give to your music credits, and that will translate into money, if you will. But you are the only one who can decide what amount of credits or points you want to give to your music. Sales do fluctuate, but it is an important library to get your music out there. Number 6, Motionelement. I've been with Motionelement as well for a couple of years. This library has really revamped their site from time to time. The whole user experience have changed over the year. I wish they could just commit to one, but this latest incarnation, if you will, of this library, of the website, is really, really slick. It works really, really well. And they are really a big player. They're based on Singapore, and they are really targeting the Asia marketplace. Really, really important library. Again, here I do sell as well individual files, edits as individual files, like I've been mentioning with previous libraries. Really, really good library to actually get started and start uploading your music. Sales do fluctuate as well with this particular library, but nevertheless, it's very important to have them there in this marketplace. And they offer all kinds of services to clients and to customers, meaning that they can pay a membership or a subscription, or they can buy the track up front if that's what they want. There's different clients. Different clients want different things at different times. Some clients don't want to pay a monthly membership. They just want to buy and purchase that music track one time off. Number 7, Vfine Music. Chinese website, excellent website, very, very easy to upload your music. I do sell music on Vfine Music. It's very easy to, the whole process of tagging, putting your music in the marketplace is really straightforward. They do offer many things for us composers. I am selling, as we speak, as an exclusive author in China with Vfine Music. So what that means is that I'm not allowed to sell that music track that I have on Vfine Music on a different Chinese library. All the other libraries, I am as a non-exclusive composer, but there are different libraries that will offer you different deals. So you have to really go and check very carefully before you sign a contract. Back in the day when they first got started, I believe that you can do multiple withdrawals throughout the month, but now they have changed it to only once a month. Vfine Music, very good library for you to go and check out. And they are targeting as well the Asia demographics, if you will. So you don't have to do Chinese music, by the way, but their main clientele is in Asia. The same with Motionelement. Number 8, Dreamstime. A very big player in this marketplaces as well. Huge library. They have a very big catalog when it comes down to music and to stock photos and videos. Sales are really, really low, but at the same time, they can really add up in combination with other libraries. On this library, it's a little bit of a hard thing to upload your music. It almost feels like they're using the same template for stock photos. And then there's a lot of confusion with newcomers when they come to Dreamstime. However, I will recommend this library, and I made it to the list because I do get some downloads. This as well is kind of like a subscription marketplace, not only for music, but as well for photos and videos and other things. But at the same time, the client can just find your music and download it, and you will get very little money for it, but it eventually adds up. Number 9, Music Grid. Music Grid is a new library they launched last year in 2020. Again, this is a very specific demographics that they're targeting. Music Grid is based in Kuwait and they're targeting the Middle East as their main clientele. Very important place to sell your music. They're looking for all kinds of music, but if your music has a flavor of Middle East, this is the library to start selling it. I've done many videos about Music Grid. It's a great idea to have your music in different libraries where they're targeting different demographics, not just the American market or the European market, but beyond. And finally, number 10, Melody Loops. This is by far my favorite library. I love this library. It's a very small team running this library. They don't accept everybody, but it's worth considering and it's worth giving it a try and reach out to them. I really love Melody Loops. I left it for the last because it has a very special place in my heart. This is not a sponsor, by the way. It's a very small team and I really love working with them. Alex is a fantastic guy. You can just reach out to him via email. He's really supportive. I sell music on Melody Loops every single week, every day. I love them very much. They really helped me back in the day when I was really struggling financially, because once you reach your minimum, you can withdraw your money every single week. So it's not every month, it's every week. So back in the day when I was really flat broke and I will be selling on Melody Loops, I can just withdraw that money on a week-to-week basis and it will really save my ass. I cannot stress this enough. That's why it means so much to me, because I was in real financial need back then and I couldn't wait until the end of the month. And actually it's not the end of the month that libraries pay you. They usually pay you on the 15th of the month. Libraries like Audio Jungle and Pond5, they usually will pay you on the 15th of every single month. But Melody Loops, what they do is that once you reach that minimum or that threshold, you can request a payment. One thing to consider with Melody Loops is that you need to do a loop version of your music track. So you upload a loop version and then a non-loop version. So get in the habits of doing your edits, but at the same time get in the habits of doing a loop version. Not only for Melody Loops, but for other libraries as well. But this is why Melody Loops is called Melody Loops, because they're looking for music tracks that are seamlessly looping. So it's a great library. I love them with all my heart, to be quite honest. It's very easy. I've just quite recently got another track accepted yesterday. They will retitle your music if you don't do a good job with the titling, and they will as well put a better description to your music if you don't do a good job with that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they want you to sell your music. They want to make money as well, as much as you do. Go and check out Melody Loops. Melody Loops, of all of this list, is by far my favorite. I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you're new to music licensing or to royalty-free libraries and want to learn more about selling music on royalty-free libraries, download my free guide link in the description. I also have a free workshop where I teach you how to earn between $500 to $1,000 every single month by selling your music on stock libraries. Link in the description as well. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I love you all very much. And as always, rock and roll, and here's to your success. Okay, libraries that I did not mention because I am not involved with it. I don't sell my music there, but it's worth for you to go and check them out on your own. Do your own research and see what works for you. Number 1, Artlist. I mentioned Artlist when I was mentioning Motion Array. Artlist is a very big player in the stock library world. They have acquired Motion Array, like I mentioned, but I don't sell my music with Artlist. So in theory, you could have your music on Motion Array and on Artlist. They're both part of the same company, and Artlist have just become the main company, if you will. But I don't sell my music. I don't have a catalog of my music on Artlist. So that's why it's not on the top 10 of the list. Another library, Vfine. Very important library as well, Vfine. Go and check it out. I think they're looking for more, and I wouldn't call it stock, but they're looking for more artistic, kind of like indie band type of composers, or music I should say. They're not looking for solo composers. like myself, or instrumentals, I guess. They can be a little bit more of a different type of music, so it's worth checking it out. Premium Beats, very, very important library as well. I am not selling with Premium Beats. I know a few composers, friends of mine, who sell their music with Premium Beats, but I cannot share anything because I don't do any business with Premium Beats as I am recording this video. And of course, Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is really popular with a lot of YouTubers, really high quality music. And at the same time, it's a little bit of a different model that they implemented when it comes down to composers joining this type of library. So I can't really talk much about Epidemic Sound in the way of like my experience with them, because I just don't do business with Epidemic Sound as I am recording this video. MusicBed. MusicBed is a really important library as well. Go and check it out. I don't think the doors are open on MusicBed. I think they only open twice a year. At least that's the way it was back in the day. So you can only submit your music twice in a year. So they will probably open the doors in March, and then at the end of the year in November or something like that. The way it works is that you will open an account with MusicBed, and they will get you fill up a form, and they can actually send you an email once the doors are open for submission. And the doors are open for submission for a certain amount of time. And my prediction that this is what's going to happen with Audio Jungle, by the way. With Audio Jungle, I believe that they're going to open the doors in the next 6 months, and they're going to open them only for a short period of time, and then they're going to close it again. That's my predictions, but we'll see what's going to happen with that. MusicBed, anyways, go and check it out. A very important library for you to check out. So this is it. Now, there are more, of course, there are more libraries out there in the marketplaces, but I'm only talking about the ones that I have experienced. I did mention as well some of them who are very big players in the marketplace, but I am not involved with them. I don't sell my music with them, so I cannot really share much about it. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Rock and roll, and here's to your success.